Hey everyone, my name is Rooster, and welcome back to Mechabellum. In today's video, it's going to be all about Season 5 and what it's going to be adding into the game. We'll be going over the new Season Pass, as well as some of the other changes that have been brought into the game. Amongst others, you'll now be able to queue up for a casual match without losing MMR. I'm not going to be showcasing that, but it will be available, so that is a very nice change. Aside from that, a new music kit has been introduced, or at least more music has been added for different kind of moments within the game, whether you're in the lobby, whether you're queuing up, whether you're in a battle phase, a deployment phase. Lots more has been added. So the music will be playing. If you've got an opinion about that, be sure to put it down below the video. Aside from that, biggest change, Fire Badger has gotten a rework, which of course we'll be going over in this particular video. I have also prepared a couple of scenarios to, theory craft what we might be able to achieve with the new Fire Badger and its new technologies. If you're interested in any particular part of the video, the timestamps will be down below. Without further ado, let's get into things. Starting with the Season Pass. So this Season Pass is all about, you can already kind of see it in the background, the Arclight, the Raiden, and the Hacker. It's a pretty, normal battle pass, nothing too fancy. You'll be able to get these season points as you progress. You start with this Arclight avatar, you make your way up to an Arclight emoticon. These always look great, in my opinion. I don't use the chat function that much, but the emotes that you can get are top-notch for sure. You then make your way into an emote, which is an Arclight stomping on a crawler. It's a bit cruel because I like crawlers a lot, but, Arclight is a bit of a fan favorite, so I'll definitely be running that one for when I'm managing to clear the enemy chaff very efficiently. We've also got a bit of a... Is this an Arclight border? Kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like the Arclight gun on the corners there. Not bad. It definitely looks kind of slick. What else do we have? An avatar. We've got the avatar with the little heart emojis. This one is great. I might have to use the chat function more with this one, or just at the start of the game. This might be nice to add, next to your good luck, have fun. Avatar frame. That looks really good. I'm not a big fan of hackers, so I might not end up running this, but, it does look very clean. So for all of those hacker enjoyers out there, you now have something nice. Raidens. This is an okay emote. It's nothing too special. Just a Raiden firing its electric beam, laser beam, whatever it may be. We've got Arclight as a badge if you reach Platinum. We've got the Darklight skin. Wow, okay, we'll take a closer look at that in a bit once we're into the unit modification tab. But this looks really promising. That's actually a very nice repainting of the Arclight. We don't have any reskins in the game for the time being. I hope that they do add them at some point. That would be amazing. But I mean, this color palette we haven't had before, so kind of excited for that. What else do we have? This avatar frame is not... hasn't got anything to do with Raidens, it seems, or Arclights, or hackers for that regard. It kind of looks like the structures that you see on the Forest Eye map. That stadium that you're fighting in, or whatever it may be. Looks kind of clean, though. She might end up running that. We've got a hacker medal if you reach diamond. We've got... oh, okay. Got a missile interceptor ready to intercept some missiles that are coming in from that top left corner there as an avatar frame as well. It looks a bit crowded to me, but there's a nice one too. We've got a hacker emote. It looks a little bit odd, that one. I feel like the arms are way too low, but maybe it's just the angle that we're looking at. It does look very evil, which perhaps is on brand for the hacker. That is a fun one, though. I might end up running that as well, although I'm running out of space for all of the emotes I can carry. We've got a Raiden medal if you reach Master, and that kind of is the end of the Battle Pass as you make your way up to Grandmaster, which features all three of the units in this badge. Okay, so nothing too special here. We do have the point shop if you're interested in that. Nice border there. Arclight border. I'll be working my way towards that. The skins I don't care about too much. I feel like we've had so many repaintings that it's definitely getting a bit much, and I can't carry all of them. So I won't be using my points on these immediately, I think. We do have a marksman there getting bullied by some crawlers. That is a fun one. Then we've got a few smaller emotes here for the chat emotes. We have a happy hacker with some pom-poms. We've got some crawler ones here in the bottom that look amazing. This one kind of looks like crawlers flanking, which could be a, you know, maybe something that you use if you're getting crawler flanked or you're the one crawler flanking. Angry Arclight, that's a good one too. But yeah, kind of a normal battle pass. I would probably give it, you know, maybe a 5 or a 6 out of 10. It's nothing like really wowing me, but it's always nice to at least get some rewards. Let's very briefly have a look at the Arclight. Not this one, the camouflage one. That one is kind of disgusting, let's be honest. But the Dark Light, that looks great. This is really nice. It also has some like neon features on the barrel. I'll definitely be running this one as soon as I manage to grab it from a season pass after some grinding. But yeah, that is a nice one. Very, very cool color palette. The neon colors pop out a lot here, so that's a good one. I like it. All right. With that being said, let's go over to the Fire Badger, which is kind of the main dish of this patch, right? So here it is, and already you can see it has a new artwork and a complete remodel. It looks, I mean, it just looks stunning, if I'm being completely honest. It looks really, really awesome. The little like hooks it has make it look much more like, you know, like an animal, like a badger. Perhaps it definitely looks a lot meaner than it used to. We've got that flamethrower kind of ready to go. Yeah, they've really outdone themselves on this one. Love the reskin on it. It'll still be in a pack of 3, don't worry. It hasn't changed too much from its original identity. The only things that have changed is that it got a little bit squishier, losing some hit points, and it got a little bit slower, losing 1 meters a second. But in return, you now do have 10 extra range, up from 60 meters of base range. So I think the reason they've done that is because Fire Badger was kind of a not so versatile unit because of its range. It was very good in certain like aggro scenarios, especially in headbutts. It would perform very well, but it was unplayable in standard because it just does not have the range to compete with the likes of Arclights and Vulcans and Stormcallers and Marksmen and all that kind of stuff, right? Now, they've given it a little bit more range, but still, 70 meters is nothing to brag about. But what they've also done is that they have added some new techs. And what they've added first is Scorching Charge. Now, this tech, it says it increases the Fire Badger's base hit points by 50%. When it drops below 50% hit points, it charges an enemy and detonates, dealing damage equal to its remaining hit points to all enemies in a 40-meter radius and igniting the ground at the impact site. So it's basically a charging Rhino Boom. Rhino Boom has got some competition, and let me tell you, it's fierce. We'll be looking at what this looks like very shortly, but this is a crazy tech. I'm kind of scared of it, to be honest, because it looks so powerful. It only costs 200, and you already get 50% bonus hit points, which really is quite a good deal. Lots of people just click armor enhancement on rhinos for the 50% hit points, right? And you get a little bit extra here with kind of, well, the main thing about this tech, which is that Scorching Charge, which propels the Fire Badger forward at incredible speeds. And then you also get a 40-meter radius, 80-meter diameter explosion that ignites the ground on fire on top of it. Yeah, this might be a little bit too good in its current state if you're defending. We'll have to take a look at it though, because it can blow back into your own face. So maybe that's, you know, we'll have to test it some more in some actual gameplay. That is Scorching Charge. They have also added Counter Fire. Now, Counter Fire is a little bit more simple. Whenever the Fire Badger takes damage, it increases its range by 40% and its attack by 80% for 4 seconds. So it basically gets range enhancement, and it gets a, you know, almost Scorching Fire buff at 80% instead of 100% for 4 seconds whenever it gets hit. And you pay 200, so that is honestly a very good deal. And I think this tech might allow you to play Fire Badgers in long-range games, especially when your opponent is playing something like Stormcaller, which, you know, might not be able to one-shot your Fire Badger, but instead kind of applies damage, you know, consistently, meaning that you'll be able to get the counterfire tech to work pretty much, you know, for the entire round. And if you add to that the range enhancement, suddenly you have plus 80 range, and you're looking at 150 range, which is very, very good, right? That's way better than an arc light. So, interesting techs. I'm a bit afraid of Scorching Charge. I'm not going to lie. So, we'll have to see how that looks like in real gameplay. I have prepared a scenario for you guys, but let's head over there and see, you know, what can the Fire Badger do in these theory craft scenarios. Okay, welcome to the very first scenario that I've prepared for you guys, which is going to be a defensive setup with the Scorching Charge tech on Fire Badgers up against a Crawler Steelball Wraith push, which is definitely something that you might end up playing against, right? It's a popular comp, has been for a long time. Now, I've made sure that the deployments are basically equal between both boards. The amount of money spent is about the same as well, right? We've got a little bit more expensive chaff gear here with the Wraith, with the range tech, but on the other side we've got two techs with Scorching Charge Fire Badgers and Anti-Air Marksman. Both sides have abandoned the left side because of the anti-armor cannon, and both sides have leveled their tower once as well, but this doesn't really matter. It's all about what happens on the right side of the board. I'm going to start playing this, and we'll have a look at how the Scorching Charge functions. So keep in mind, they're a lot tankier, 7,000 hit points because of Scorching Charge buffing the hit points, and once they reach 50%, they'll launch themselves forward into the very first enemy they see and detonate in a blaze. Yeah, let's have a look at how this looks in the game. Here we go, round start. Tons and tons of crawlers as well, of course, for the aggressor. But I have a feeling like that might not matter as much if the Fire Badgers explode in a ball of fire. The first one there already going, exploding actually on my own side of the board, but because of it, detonating all of the other Fire Badgers, and oh my god, that left side just got absolutely demolished. Looks like the fire doesn't stick around for too long, only a few seconds, but look at that. It even goes for the buildings, and, you know, the defender here does manage to win. Which I believe the offensive side actually had 50 more resources and an extra deployment. So yeah, a pretty powerful tool there for defending. I don't exactly know. I think that, you know, if you go for something like Hound with the Sprinkler tech, it might not even work, because the big explosion would likely just kill the Hounds, and then the fire sticks around anyway. So yeah, this might be very scary. Of course, it can blow up in your own face, as we saw, but at times it might just trigger all of the other Fire Badgers. The only, like, scary bit, I guess, would be that you run out of chaff clear, but honestly, you might just, like, use, you know, 2 or 3 Fire Badgers with Scorching Charge, and then build a Wraith or something in the back in the mid-game to chaff clear if there's anything left. I think this will be a very potent tech if it remains unchanged for, you know, any defender, and I'm kind of scared of it, to be honest. Anyway, let's get to the second scenario that I have prepared for you guys. And here is the second scenario. This time around, it is a fully fledged symmetrical board in standard. And what we're going to be playing is Badgers with the range enhancement and with that counter fire tech, which will, again, boost their range and attack for 4 seconds whenever they take damage. What are they up against? It's going to be up against Arc Lights for chaff clear, 5 of them, Stormcallers, and Marksmen with range. And behind the Badgers, I have decided to put some Phoenixes with the range enhancement. I've made sure that both sides have about the same amount of resources. They all have 5 Crawlers and 4 Fangs. That is the same. And yeah, basically here the Stormcallers are making up for the fact that we have, you know, slightly more expensive DPS, and we do have that double tech on the Fire Badgers, but it all pretty much evens out. Let's have a look at what these Fire Badgers can do in a scenario where previously it would likely just get completely demolished. Alright, let's see how these Fire Badgers can perform into a board that, you know, normally would look extremely scary in standard, and has been proven to be, you know, a solid composition for a long time. Now, the Fire Badgers, as soon as they get hit, here, for instance, getting splashed by the Arc Light or that small turret, immediately start boosting their stats for 4 seconds, and that gets reapplied anytime they keep taking damage. That means that their range goes up to 150 and their base attack up to 50 as well, and honestly, helps a lot here fighting back against the Arclights and managing to kill some of the Fangs that are arriving late. It even looks like we'll be the ones with some late chaff left, you know, at the end of this fight, and that means that the Phoenixes are in a very good spot here. The Marksmen, they've got range, but they're getting stuck on the chaff, as we've been able to chaff clear better using a unit that, you know, normally speaking would have been considered to be too low range. So that looks promising for sure, and I'll be looking forward to trying out these new techs on the battlefield on Thursday when everything gets added. Now, one thing I did forget to mention is that Fire Badger, of course, will be a core unit. That's why they made all these changes, so you will be able to find it in your starting packs as well. Anyway, that's enough from me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down below about all of these changes. You know, do you like some of these season rewards that will be added into the game? What about that Fire Badger change? What about the casual matches that you'll be able to play? Are you going to be moving away from ranked, or is that still your preferred game mode? Let me know down in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date with my latest content, please consider subscribing. And if you want to see me play live, check me out on Twitch. With that being said, take care guys, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.